Get this, weekdays on the Triple M network and KOFM in Newcastle.
Rob Carlton, actor Rob Carlton is our guest today.
Let's cut to the chase, Rich. I saw what happened when we were off air, friend. You were flirting with Cathy.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, mate.
Katie on the phone.
She came in here with 3 glasses of water. You've stopped everything. You've turned around with those dream boat eyes of yours, and you've looked us square on and you've said, I'd murder one of those waters. Now, honestly, mate, 3 plastic glasses of water doesn't normally constitute an opening for mine, but Dickie has spotted it and gone hard. And look, I don't want to bust your bubble here, friend. I don't think she responded.
You know what this is? Katie on the phones is leaving us.
I know.
She's going off to the big-time ratings wars in Albury.
I know.
And so it's a shore leave kind of arrangement.
Richie's woken up and pumped his hair full of the well of balsam.
And he's gone, give her something to go on with.
Worn his best jumper.
Yeah, look at you today. Honestly, if I wasn't married with twins, Richard, I'm having inappropriate thoughts for a husband and father right now.
We've got inappropriate thoughts coming up later in the show.
Oh, fantastic.
That's our new phone-in segment.
Is it?
Well, let's get off Mr. Marsden's case for at least a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I got a new genre of music I'd like explored.
What's that one?
It's called breath rock.
What is breath rock?
Breath rock's kind of like your power ballad. You often hear it as a soundtrack. It constitutes heavy rock, generally long hair, a man on a cliff top, singing about love, right, with 80% breath, 20% rock.
Can you demonstrate a bit
Classic example from one of those big Bruckheimer movies, right?
Yeah.
I won't close my eyes because I miss you, baby, and I don't want to miss a thing. Now, do you hear that? There's not much rock, but a hell of a lot of breath.
A lot of breath.
Nights in White Satin.
Yes.
Does that count?
Oh, give us a bit.
Nights in White Satin. Never reach to the end. Something or other. Something else. Because I love you.
That's the
How
exact
I love you.
lyrics.
That's quite beautiful, yeah. I would typify it more with a quivering bottom jaw.
It's a bit like that breathy acting. Like, do your Sam Worthington and Macbeth for us.
Is this a dagger I see before me? Or one of the daggers of the mind?
Ah, very nice. That's not
Just the
dissimilar.
way the bard wanted it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's very similar. He's in the season's honest premiere.
It's Russell Crowe is leading the charge for breath acting in this country.
Oh, he's
Alec Baldwin really brought it back into fashion.
yeah.
Clint Eastwood invented breath acting.
Yes, he did.
Because they made the microphone so loud that he could just say nothing. And then Alec Baldwin, who just had a normal voice for years and then suddenly started talking like this.
Get more close-ups.
Get more close-ups, that's what it's all about.
Simon Westaway was the great Australian exponent of it.
Oh,
from
right.
Janus, Phoenix, and all these.
Did he go the breath acting?
By the last scene that I did with Simon Westaway, and I'm a good friend of Simon's, the last scene I did with him, it was almost unintelligible. Tell you what, it was threateningly tough, but difficult to decipher.
But breathy is all get out.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
Do you think you could incorporate kind of breathy talk? See, I reckon when Katie had come in early with that water and you'd said fully, I could murder one of those.
Just a bit of
Just one of those, mate.
Russell
honestly.
Crowe style.
Yeah, you'll find yourself in Albury next week, paneling someone else's show.
Here's your water, Rich.
I could murder a glass of water.
Oh, see, no, well, look, you've ballsed it up with the pause.
Yeah, or a bit of...
I wanted to give a glass of water a bit of gas. I wanted to underline it.
Let's go again. Just.
Did you learn nothing from Ed earlier in the show? It's
yeah.
not about the water.
No, I never
it's
did.
about the effects the water has.
You ready, Rich?
I could murder a glass of water.
Ooh.
There you
Thinking
go.
Russell Crowe, pretend you've got an axe in the hand and you're about to launch into a toe fog classic.
2 sugars, thanks, love.
There you go.
Let's talk about lookalikes. That's what we're going to do. Why? Because, as I've been hinting at all week, the eccentric North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il has hired doubles to carry out his more mundane tasks. While Mr. Kim attends major state occasions, 2 men stand in for him, on routine visits to tractor factories and farms.
Are you kidding me?
They are the spitting image of Kim, the same age, the same height, with the same bouffant hairstyle and pot belly, a South Korean news agency says. They are trained to behave like him and have even had plastic surgery to enhance the resemblance. Yeah. How's that? Something he doesn't want to do. Oh, not another tractor factory.
Yeah.
Can send B1
Do
out?
we make anything else apart from tractors?
I do it. I'm
Would
not
you,
me.
Robbie?
I'm not me. Get this on my calendars was one of my mundane tasks.
Oh, I see.
So I got my double to come along here today, and it's lovely to see you.
It's Rob Jong-il. That's who we've got
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm actually a North Korean actor.
Oh, the wife wants to have sex with me again. Send him in.
Yeah,
Send him
send
in.
him
Got
in.
the energy for this.
Best of luck, bro.
It's a handy thing, though.
Yeah,
That's, for like if you had to have a colonoscopy, you just send him in to do that for you.
I'd take that.
Yeah, probably. That's a good idea.
You'd be up for that one?
Oh, man.
I'll take care of this one, fellas.
There's some stuff in life a man's got to do by himself.
Okay, so we're saying...
Okay.
We're not saying what would you do if you had two lookalikes. That's probably a good phone-in. But no...
Not bad as well.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Dovetail with that?
No, we haven't got time for a dovetail.
Sorry.
Barely got time for the program.
Okay.
We want to know who is your lookalike. Who do you look like? Who do you get mistaken for?
Because we've got on our website, Robbie, my new one, which I think is really good, is KD Lang.
You look like Katie.
Yeah, I got a real strong touch of the KDs about me.
Well, God bless you.
Robbie?
Oh, mate, I cross states and codes. I get Sterlo and I get Jacko.
They're great.
Yeah. So, yeah. Which, okay, for the listener, you've not got a pretty picture in your mind at the moment.
Jeez, it must be weird for your wife when
I am like
you
the
come
love
home
child.
and it's Jacko playing your double.
Mate, I'm like Jacko and Sterlo's love child.
That's a weird image.
It's not a pretty business.
That's a very... Sterlo and Jacko's love child.
I know. My wife has a stomach of iron.
I still get Andrew Denton, even though we actually
don't look
anything the same.
Oh, you're kidding, aren't you? Peas in a pod. If I caught you two kissing, it would look like a single-celled organism trying to split.
The weirdest one, when Andrew Denton's father passed away, I had 3 people stop me in the street and offer condolences. And they got so far into it that I couldn't...
Did you pass them on?
I had to keep going with it because I went, I can't.
But did you pass them on to Andrew?
I faxed him.
Robbie, you said if you ever caught Tony and Andrew Denton kissing.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
That was
that did slide right by.
It was just for a pilot. Something the ABC had an idea for.
Yeah. And it's not something that you would expect to be strangely tittillating.
No.
But there you are.
We'll do anything for ratings week.
There you are.
What about Mr. Marsden?
Yeah, Marsden,
who do you get mistaken for?
When I have a shaved head, Ewan McGregor.
I can see that.
When do you have a shaved head?
When I'm crawling out of toilets.
Of course.
That's
and making bad American film choices.
Mate, let me assure you, shave your head because the look that's going on now is a far cry from Ewan McGregor.
It's more proclaimers than Ewan McGregor at the moment.
If you want to get on the Hume Highway up to Albury to be panelling Katie's desk next week, then you're going to be doing a much better job with the Ewan McGregor lookalike than old
Take
wavy
it from
face.
Jacko.
Greg Fleet is with us.
Wow, that's almost like a link to our next segment.
Hey! You mean our new segment called What Would Greg Fleet Do?
That's the one I'm talking about.
We need a bit of theme music. I brought in instruments for everybody.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow.
So we can play it live.
Oh, can I have the bits of... Oh, no.
I think I got the worst one.
Okay, Nikki, our producer, if you could start off with a bit of woodblock work. Just hit those woodblocks. There you go. Is that all right? You comfortable doing that?
Nick?
Yep, got that.
Okay, it's very nice. Now, Mr. Marsden, one of these twisty things. I don't know what... Yeah, that's good.
Oh,
Why did he get the twisty?
Yeah, I majored in twisty
Well,
things.
you've got the bongos, Greg, if you want to start up on
play the bongos. Oh, seriously.
There, look, you can.
Is that all right?
Okay, and I've got what?
You need a bit of elbow grease on the metal vase.
Metal
Just
vase.
Hit it with a spanner. Are you ready? There you go.
How's that?
That's very good. Okay, crank it up, Mr. Marsden. There we go. If you were halfway down a water slide and you suddenly had to spew. If you bumped into a fat chick and said, when's the baby due? If you're piloting a DC-10 without a clue, then it's time to ask the question, what would Greg Fleet do? Probably come out with some nonsense, some rubbish about Camus. That's what happens when we ask him, what would Greg Fleet do? If you told a bunch of bikies you're an expert in Kung Fu, if there's a dead man on the golf course and you're spotted playing through, if you're working with Mel Gibson and he hears that you're a Jew, then it's clearly time to wonder, what would Greg Fleet do? Sort him out!
Tony,
That was so hard to get the bongos to that
and
rhythm.
everyone was miming.
I know. That was the best bit. If someone had seen what was going on, we were all doing what we were told.
Diligently
pretending.
doing our thing. I was trying to keep it time. You know what, Tone?
Yeah.
I reckon you're one big kind of bossa nova number away from like a 6-month stint at a casino.
Me too.
I
Tony
dream
Martin
about that.
intimates, just you like with a tuxedo with the bow tie undone, sitting on on the stairs.
Yep.
Boof, spotlight.
Yep.
On comes Armitage.
Bow tie undone?
A bow tie undone,
Yeah,
right? The 4 of us walk on with the instruments and away we crack.
But I've been banned from Jupiter's It was an incident at the Radio Industry Goldie Awards in 1985.
What did you do?
I'm alleged to have punched out Billy J. Smith and tried to set fire to Wickety Whack. It's been exaggerated.
That's been exaggerated.
We need some moral dilemmas. Here's one for you. Now, I don't know if this really you can identify with this, Greg.
Uh-huh.
It's a fictional hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're playing Delivery Man 2 in episode 517 of Prisoner.
Was that it? What episode it was?
517.
Is this man obsessed? No.
And you discover the man playing Delivery Man 1 isn't a paid-up member of Equity. Oh. Do you white-hand him Richard Marsland style?
Well, who did Marsland do this to?
Oh, he's slowly white-handing his way up the ladder at Rove.
Oh, that is just outrageous.
Would you do it?
No, I myself wouldn't inform on him.
Right.
What I would do is probably get someone that is expendable to do it for me. I'd get another
Delivery Man 3.
Yeah, I'd get an extra or a Delivery Man 3, as they're known, and I'd say, listen, if you go and tell the union this guy's not in the union, he'll probably get a speaking role.
And then you get slowly bumped up the Delivery Man ladder.
I think you'll find in the Delivery Man scheme of things, if something ever happens to Delivery Man 1, who takes over? Duo.
DM2.
Yeah,
DM2.
Yep.
Beautifully had. Okay, that's sorted. Got a moral dilemma for Gregory?
Gregory,
Yeah.
you're at home and you've prepared a delicious dinner.
Which I did last night.
Yep.
I invented something.
What'd you invent?
Grilled chicken with soy, garlic, and marmalade. It sounds terrible. It's excellent.
Up until marmalade, I was like, I think people have invented chicken soy. There we go. There it is.
Soy and marmalade.
There's the kicker.
I call it marmalade.
It's a little marmalade.
Delicious.
What's the dilemma? You've just
Sorry,
stopped on.
sorry.
You're just drooling at your own question.
I was actually imagining what that would taste like. So you've made a delicious, chicken and marmalade dinner for yourself and somebody else, right? A dog has come up and licked their dinner.
Yeah,
Right.
like just licked it, not eaten it. Just lapped at it.
Just lapped at the marmalade.
Okay.
Do you swap the dinners and eat the licked one yourself, or do you allow them to just eat on?
I actually kind of did this last night. I dropped some of what I was making, and just I thought, well, I'm not eating that one.
5-second rule.
Yep.
5 seconds. It's been on the ground for less than 5
Oh,
seconds.
yeah, absolutely.
Clearly, the bacteria haven't jumped on board.
Oh, yeah, because at our place, they all abide by that rule. All the bacteria, you can see the bacteria have got watches on.
Okay, here's a food-related one for you.
Uh-huh.
You're at a friend's house for dinner. Mm-hmm. You've gone to the toilet.
And this is unlikely already.
You've already gone to the toilet, but then discovered there's no toilet paper, but there are a number of handsome watercolours hanging unframed. What do you do?
This actually happened to me last night as well. I went yesterday to the Melbourne Art Gallery. It was the last day of the Picasso exhibition.
Yes, yeah.
And I went into the toilet. There, no toilet paper. But there was the Weeping Woman, the original, hanging. And I used it in a way that you can probably imagine.
Would have made her weep.
The price went through the roof.
I made it a tad more expressionistic. And when you go to the toilet
brown period
at the Picasso exhibition and you look in the mirror, are both your eyes on one side of your face?
Yeah, and suddenly you've got a mandolin. What's that about?
Okay, Greg, you're an Albanian policeman, and you're walking along one of your country's popular beaches.
Which town would I be in?
Grufne.
Okay.
And you suddenly spot 20 Swedish bathers who have gone topless when they're not allowed. Now, what do you do, Greg Fleet? The locals are alarmed.
I would approach the Swedish bathers and I would demonstrate the covering up of breasts.
Okay.
Using, I don't know, something I could, if I couldn't find anything, my hands, I suppose. I go now, in my own stilted Swedish, I'd say, hands, no, you must wear your top, you must cover this part here. Like
Right.
Like this.
And would you do it
cover
for
this.
everyone? Would you demonstrate for everybody?
Each one would need to know individually. And then I would also say, because if you don't, someone might do this to you. And I would show different things that people would do.
And the bathers would be so grateful at your help.
Yeah.
They'd probably just want to have sex with you on the beach.
That's possible. And the weird thing about when you live in is that that's not illegal.
Okay.
Everything else is.
I've got a sex question for you.
Yeah.
Did you see CSI last night?
Let me
The
guess.
first one or the second one?
The one with Gary Sinise.
Oh,
the New York one.
Now that's my question.
Okay.
You're having sex with a lingerie-clad woman on the balcony of your apartment.
That's because it's a TV show, not a film. If it was a film, she'd be naked.
It's PG, this question.
Okay.
And suddenly a crossbow arrow skewers your back and pins both you and your date to the wall.
Uh-huh.
Do you scream for help or attempt to forge on to second base?
Oh, I reckon I couldn't resist the I'd forge on, obviously, but I couldn't resist the temptation to yell out, "Help! I've been shot in the date." That'd be my first impulse.
I think that's the sexiest thing you've ever said, Tone.
Forge on
to second base. What a chore! What a chore!
I've just got time. I reckon one more dilemma.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it? Here we go. You're really going to have to picture this, Greg. You're walking up the street, and suddenly your girlfriend, behind the wheel of your own car, mounts the pavement and attempts to murder you. Do you apologise for your recent behaviour? Sorry, that's straight out of your diary. Did that actually happen to you?
Yes, but what actually did happen that day was I landed on the bonnet of the car, looked at her through the windshield, and she had crazy big eyes, and she's just going, "Ah!" And I'm lying on the bonnet looking at her. But the next thing that occurred to me in a heartbeat was, God, that was sexy. I can't believe I actually thought that.
He forged on to second base with a broken windscreen.
You're mental, you're crazy, you're some sort of psycho. That was so hot.
And you're still together, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
you split with management on that level as well?
No, we're an item. And there's been no real murder attempts have happened recently.
Just one more moral dilemma.
Oh, great.
This is straight off the pots and pans from Matty Dower.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pet shops. If you went into a pet shop, would you be tempted to shoplift? I think that's evil and wrong.
I think it's awesome.
Have we got those? This has been happening at a pet shop on the Gold Coast. Listen to this.
The bird burglar cautiously checks the room before putting his hand in the cage and making a grab for the lorikeet. He then shoves the bird down the side of his underpants. The heartless crime ruffling the feathers of the pet barn's owners.
The way the guy stuffed that bird inside his pants is strict animal cruelty.
Now,
the way he stuffed it.
Can you just cue that clip up again?
Oh.
Because it's bad enough that you're stuffing a bird down your underpants.
The side of your underpants.
But have a listen to just the very first line. This is what it makes you.
The bird burglar cautiously checks the room.
See, you can do it, but you're going to be known as a bird burglar.
Oh, wow.
And it's not just birds. Have a listen.
The pet barn's been robbed several times before. People walking out with lizards, puppies, even snakes. And the pet pinchers are getting even more blatant. One thief getting away with a fish by tipping it into a McDonald's cup.
Oh, that's the same place where they got a guy out the front. Is that the pet barn? Yes. They got a guy out the front with 2 Great Danes in his underpants. Just unbelievable. You know, a brindle one and a blue one.
Could have been worse. Could have been a bird burglar. If you accidentally filled your petrol tank with super glue, if you slagged off Nickelback so many times they tried to sue, if the doctor checked your arse x-ray and found a platform shoe, you'll be glad we asked the question, what would Greg Flea do? Leedy, we've got a few issues to get to today. Yeah. Who was watching the Sunday program on the weekend?
Nobody.
Correct. Not Yarn Event.
I watched it. No sign of Laurie Oakes.
Oh, the Oak Man.
The Oaks.
Have they boned Laurie Oakes?
Have they cut down the Oaks?
It'd be you've been infected with fleet pun fever.
You've got to be oaking.
But could he have been boned?
Oh, no, I doubt it.
It's a big job. That's a 3-man boning.
Oh, absolutely.
Want to get up onto a higher plateau?
Yeah.
Let's do that. What should be banned? Things are being banned left, right and centre. Fizzy drinks.
They've got a tough gig these days, fizzy drinks. What's going on?
Fizzy drinks are getting a bad rap. They're being banned from the school tuck shops. We haven't got the clip anymore, but this happened earlier in the year and we had this kid on the news and it was the most heartbreaking vox pop you've ever heard. It was this kid going, I've banned fizzy drinks. There's just no reason to go to school anymore.
The kid was probably a student at Passiona High.
See, now that I would watch.
As a TV show.
Principals of Toucan.
Oh, yeah.
Refreshing things happening all the time.
Oh.
Parties breaking out left, right and centre. Beach parties breaking out during maths.
And just stuff turning purple all the time.
Could I be the Reverend Bob at Passiona
Yes,
High?
you could.
Yeah, absolutely. That's played by Tony Martin.
I can actually impersonate the other Tony
Go
Martin
on.
just by strangling myself. You just go,
What are you doing in the police force? What do you want to be a cop for, mate? Why would you want to do that?
It's a lot of effort, though. Most of your impersonations don't involve self-harm.
don't involve erotic auto-asphyxiation.
I couldn't tell if that was Tony Martin or Michael Hutchins. Anyway, moving on.
Who would you be? Would you be Delivery Man too?
I'm only ever Delivery Man too. You know, you can call me different characters, you can put a different hat on me, but everyone knows it's DMT.
So obviously Army would be the school hunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and he'd be called,
toolbox.
but he'd be tough too. He'd be like
So
the school
tough.
called like the big kids. It's called like Lodge.
Lodge. Cabin Lodge.
And who would you be? Ed?
I don't know.
Maybe your character from KFC, maybe Gus.
Maybe Gus.
Can go back to school.
Burger enthusiast.
Yeah.
Groundskeeper.
Groundskeeper Gus.
I reckon you got to get everyone who's ever been on the show as a character. I reckon Matt Quartermain,
Wait
who's
a
been on this
second.
show, should be Lodge.
Wait a second. Maybe we should, on the website, we should cast the first series of Passiona High.
Okay.
Oh,
From
yeah.
co-host.
Shall I put that on the list, Ed?
No, I'm going to do it this afternoon.
You want me to put that on the long list?
Oh, look at me. I'm Tony Martin with all my mumba and samba songs. Look at me. Oh, yeah, can do all the crazy voices when I strangle myself. Well, Martin, this is going to be done by tomorrow. It's on the website.
So many things. What happened to
School
your...
of the Air leaves you alone. Come to the school that they call Passiona. Passiona High.
There's the theme. Bang that one up, Matty D.
Yeah.
Bans. Things are being banned. This happened a few months ago now, but you may have seen they're banning cartoons, like old cartoons that have smoking in them.
Oh, that's insane.
They're leaving ones where someone falls through some power lines and gets sliced up like sushi.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but that's a warning.
Because kids will see someone smoking in a cartoon and go, I fancy doing that.
But in cartoons, whenever anyone smokes, they inevitably end up lighting the cigarette and it goes, voosh, and then they just burn like ash all the way down to their toes.
Their
straight away.
outline in ash holds in the air for about a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then sort of plops to the floor.
Yep, and little puff of smoke.
So many bad lessons in cartoons.
Yeah.
Careful if you're going into a tunnel, it might just be drawn on.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. In fact, watch out for drawn-on stuff a lot, would be my advice. Just generally watch out for drawn-on
Don't
stuff.
get obsessed. If you're a cat, and your name's Tom or Jerry, whichever one it was, just let it go. Don't be obsessed with that mouse. If you're hungry and you're obsessed with eating one thing, Wile E. Coyote style.
Oh yeah, I was going to say.
Let it go, man.
Yeah,
you're never gonna get him.
Yeah,
you're never gonna get him.
And if you're a coyote, seriously, like I'm giving you some advice here for free, my friend. The old pile of birdseed with free birdseed sign stuck in it, with like an anvil hoisted above it. That ain't going to work. That bird's seen the show.
Access to anvils is just a bit too easy in the cartoons, don't you think?
Well, yeah.
Don't need a license.
No, and well, Acme sell them. Acme sell them and ship them to the middle of the desert.
And yet their work is so shoddy. The results are so poor.
W Coyote, middle of desert.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. W Coyote, middle of desert. And also, they're rockets. Acme's rockets are just appalling. And roller skates. Why do they always sell them together?
How do they keep attracting custom, the Acme people?
Like the Caftan people.
What should be banned?
What should be banned? I reckon guitars, drums, bass, and singer. It should be banned. Oh, the loneliness. It just devours me like some kind of cancer.
God, Ed, save us, please. What should be banned?
I reckon that clowns running for mayor should be banned. Check this guy out. In California, a clown called Kenneth Kahn, Kenny the Clown, is running a long shot campaign for the top spot. Now, he's a clown, and this is his previous experience in public office. He says, I have none. And they said, do you think he's going to win? Anything's possible. Honk, honk.
Oh,
and where's he running?
He's running in Alameda in California.
For mayor?
For mayor.
Wow.
And he's going to show up all the time dressed as the clown. Any affairs, any meetings, anything as the clown.
Shows up at official business at the red carpet. All the doors fall off the car. That's a good look.
Hello, Mandy.
Hello, how you going?
Yeah, really well. And what should be banned?
Well, I feel that men should be banned.
Oh, okay.
Men. Why is that? What have they done now, these
do
men?
we count as men?
I feel that they're primitive beasts who should not be allowed to roam the earth unleashed.
What's happened to you?
Nothing. I'm married to one.
Oh, okay. He must have some good points,
He
though.
must have something good.
he can do the dishes and mow the lawn and things like that. But I feel they're primitive, and they should be. If they're not neutered, they should be put on a leash.
Right. I reckon if you've got a bloke that can do the dishes, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, you're not too badly.
He's a metrosexual, that
Yeah, I bet you he eats
you
croissants.
mentioned Logan's Run. Well, what about another old movie, Soylent Green?
Soylent Green, which was people.
I have plans for men and Soylent Green.
Mandy,
Wow.
you said too much. We're cricket fans, Mandy. Leave us alone.
Yeah, don't kill us.
Rather ironic that her name is Mandy.
What?
Yeah, Man D. Man Destruction. Yeah.
I spotted Richard and straight over my head. It won't work. Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. I reckon that they should ban over-the-hill TV presenters who are hosting these young, hip reality shows like Carl Sandyland. He should be banned outright.
Oh, right.
Sandy.
Do you watch The Idol, Stephen? Do you watch it?
Yeah, we do, unfortunately. I hate to admit it, but we do.
I do as well. I can't get enough.
Are you royalty?
Quite honestly, I just can't stand the guy. That stupid haircut.
I feel responsible for Carl Sandilands' fame in a way because I was actually asked once upon a time when I was on radio to do Celebrity Big Brother, and I said no, and they got Kyle from the same radio station.
Right.
And ever since then, he's been he's never left. He's just stayed on TV.
And is his hair actually created from like something that makes a snow freeze? Do they do that?
I don't know.
Or is it just straight out of a dog's ass? I'm asking you that.
I know he's constant every time. Yeah, that's the new topic. Is Kyle's hair straight out of a dog's ass? But every time he's interviewed, he talks about not interviewed, but he just talks about how he was homeless. He was homeless in Brisbane, for about a half a second.
Yeah, and then there was an interview with him in the Women's Max where he was sort of at his McMansion.
Yeah,
which is like this really bad house, but it was looming
terrible.
blocks of flats down on each side. And he was saying, the neighbours just never know who's going to turn up next. When they see Delta and Brian coming up the drive for another Saturday afternoon barbecue, they're just blown away. You go, how often does that happen? Has it ever happened?
I know.
Anyway, that's a whole nother moral dilemma episode.
So what did he think should be banned? Hosts of those shows.
He's had to go to work, that bloke. I'm sorry, we got distracted. Who's next?
Hi, Kel.
He talked about
How
the
you
wrong
going, guys?
league.
All right?
Mate, we're excellent. What do you reckon? What are we going to ban?
Erectile dysfunctional ads.
Yeah. It seems to be the most common thing that's happening out there in the world.
Flavour of the month, mate.
Why don't we just ban erectile dysfunction?
There we go.
Because then that would get rid of the ads as well.
Now, you'd ban the erectile dysfunction ads. Are you happy for the premature ejaculation ones to stay on air?
Mate, they all got to go. It's worse than a tampon ad.
So, no more ads that have got anything to do with people's...
But it might be the chick that's talking about the ad, mate. She might have a bad head. You don't know.
There you go.
Chicks with bad heads. I know that generally makes me premature ejaculate. I go,
Same here. Thank you, Kel.
I don't think that's going to be our key phrase today.
No. And from the world of Kel
Chicks
to the
with
world
bad
of Kel. Are you there?
G'day, guys.
What are we going to ban, dude?
I reckon movies where prissy ballerina girls fall in love with kids from the wrong side of the tracks and overcome all their obstacles by dancing.
Thank you so
Good
much,
idea.
Kel.
Somebody finally said it.
Kel, you know what? You've absolutely cracked it. We've had what is it called? Do the thing and
Save the Last Dance. Take the lead.
Take the lead. Then there's that Antonio Banderas one. Maybe that.
Let's not forget Dirty Dancing, fellas.
Let's not forget Dirty Dancing.
I think the way it should be solved is when the girl falls in love with the guy from the wrong side of the tracks, she should go and visit him and on the way home get hit by the train.
There you go.
Did you get dragged to one over the weekend?
No, but I did manage to walk in on a friend of mine watching Centre Stage.
Yeah. Right, did he hoist his trousers in a hurry?
Why not name that person?
Name and shame!
What's their name, Kel?
Their name was Sarah.
Sarah.
Centre Stage, Sarah, hang your head in shame.
Yeah.
CSS.
Well, I have a feeling that we've got a ban on going over again. I think
be on the lookout on the website for Passiona High. We're going to start taking things like that.
Careful of that anvil.
Maybe that's our key phrase today.
School of the air leaves you alone. Come to the school that they call Passiona. Passiona High.
Cathy Dinn, currently at our Melbourne office.
Hello.
Spinning the wheels of steel.
No, really.
That's what they do on real radio
the
shows.
wheels of steel.
As I was saying earlier, if you pop in on Kath's show to plug something, you might find a bit of this coming up underneath you. Have you got that there?
Whoa.
This is the way to speed up a show, Ed. Have this when you're talking.
Yeah, okay.
Bit of a music bed, mate.
I'd like to think wherever you go, this music comes on. It's just Cathy Dinn at the bank. I'll have 20s and 50s, thanks. Yeah. 2 sugars, thanks, mate. And or you could just call someone up.
Hey,
I like to complain about my medical insurance. No, that's my music.
That's my bed.
It's with me wherever I go.
Get your own bed.
I like to think that you carry a boombox around on your shoulder playing that music.
Sometimes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That we're talking. It's kind of annoying, Tone.
It's kind of annoying.
It stopped me thinking for a second.
Do you think I should stop doing that? Playing those?
Oh, look, trends in radio come and go. It'll go and then it'll come back. It'll be all new.
Oh, the all new beds.
Things can come back suddenly and be all new overnight. Do you have to do accents, Kath, at all? Have you
No,
ever...
I'm crap at accents.
Really?
Yeah.
You must have done a few ads, though.
Yeah, done lots of ads.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of those. I actually, Come
Go on.
Oh,
Out with it. Yeah, go on.
This is one of my favourite stories, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but I did actually used to do voiceovers for pornos.
What?
You're not serious?
I am serious. When I lived in Canberra.
Right, so when voiceovers, what do you mean?
Well, this was when it was before it was digital and stuff, and they used to send them over from...
Number 47, your Parmigiana is ready.
That's kind of it, yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you know Fish Week in Canberra. It's like the porn...
I mean, what? No? Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
Me and my mate used to go in there, and we'd taken a bottle of wine, and we'd sit and we'd watch porno movies and do the moans and the groans for them.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Well, why couldn't they do their own?
Yeah, why are they not?
Oh, sometimes the soundtrack would be lost. They'd be coming over from Sweden and Germany and places like that.
Sometimes the soundtrack would have been ruined by an unexpected dirty Sanchez.
Bit of turkey slapping.
So what was the brief? What did they tell you?
Just watch the porn over and try and stay in time. Okay.
Did you have a metronome?
Yeah, we did.
And so who was the director? Yeah. I mean, what kind of, would they say go again? Yeah. Would they?
No, it was just the porn playing, watching it on the TV.
Would you add any words?
With a microphone.
Yeah. Would you ad-lib any words?
Well, we'd be like, baby.
That's all?
If you'd see them talking, you'd have to try and sort of work out what they were saying.
And would you have a contact number you could give to Armitage? Because I reckon that's the way to go. Wow! Aren't we learning some interesting stuff about Cathy Dinn?
Oh, no.
You were saying before, Cathy.
No.
So how'd you get into it? I had a friend that was involved in the production side. We've all got a friend involved.
Yes.
And you were saying that if there was more than one couple, as there often is...
You have to change your voice.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've got to do both couples?
Yeah. Or sometimes up to 5 couples, Tony.
Really?
That's talent.
What was that one?
Big scene.
I think it was something called Rear Action Rhythm.
Oh, have we got that?
Check it out.
It's our movie show tomorrow with Lockie Hume.
Would you like me to send you a copy?
I was on
Later
the
on.
telly last night.
Yeah, 20-1.
I saw you.
They used one line. Oh, admittedly, everything I said was controversial and offensive.
What were you talking about? Which film?
The Priscilla, I was talking about that.
Yeah, what did you say?
I said it has everything
Yeah.
that a great Australian film needs.
Yeah.
The Outback, Bill Hunter, and someone expelling ping pong balls from their nether regions, which was something first seen in my brilliant career. It's some of Judy Davis's finest and most accurate work. Instead, they went, no, let's just have Richard Wilkins reading things off the back of the video cover.
No, he just...
Can he come up with a banal statement for any film?
He could kill any mood. He's amazing.
Every single movie they went to, they just went to Richard Wilkins and he was like, magnificent film, landmark acting, Tony Collette, astonishing.
Landmark acting?
And they just go on to the next thing. And that was his answer for everything.
What else did you say?
Talking about Wolf Creek and
what did you say about
how
Wolf Creek?
it's
Oh, 'cause you've-
really disturbing when you see John Jarrett on that Homes and Gardens show now. Don't let him near the shed. Don't give him tools.
Didn't run with that?
Didn't run with that.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
I was, when they had the castle, I wanted them to play the clip of when I'm in the background talking to Eric
Yes,
Banner.
I remember
because
that.
Lip readers tell me that I'm asking Eric why his TV show got axed. Then have that. No,
Lip readers?
Instead, let's cut to Richard Wilkins again. Astonishing, remarkable performances, truly incredible. Please return by Tuesday. Oh, sorry, wasn't supposed to read that bit out. I don't know, I had lots to say. Puberty Blues.
Oh, best film ever.
I think I said the film is about a group of women saying goodbye to a certain part of their lives and Cathy Lett saying goodbye to not using puns. I think I said that.
Tony Martin's 21 slag fest of Australian.
So they only use one bit, yes.
I mean, would you... Okay, Slagfest offensive, fair enough, but Richard Wilkins, astonishing, remarkable, an incredible performance.
He can give you a soundbite from anywhere.
Here's my invoice. We get a lot of calls about John Howard and obviously his rap career.
It's going well.
We've talked about it. 1 cent.
1 cent is his rap name.
And he's obviously, people want to know how the tour's going, how his attempt to bust into the States is going. I recorded this interview with him yesterday. Mr. Howard, Kyle Sandilands describes your new single as a bucket of pus. Now, I know you're both trying to break into the US market. Is he playing personal politics there?
I don't feel that he's playing personal politics.
No?
He's wrong when he says I'm not in touch.
But some might say that a crunked-up remix of Yes, We Have No Bananas is
Tony,
it's not exactly a creative breakthrough.
You've got to keep at it and at it and at it, and eventually one hopes there'll be a breakthrough.
But you've even been knocked back by Sesame Street.
We have been used to being knocked back in the past, and I'm sure that will continue to be the case, but eventually there will be a breakthrough.
Okay, well, we'll see. Let's have a listen to a bit of the single.
Yes, we have no...
You're not getting one, brother.
Bananas. No, we got no...
Bananas.
So don't throw your...
Bananas.
Away. Wanna see your...
Bananas.
Show me the...
Bananas.
You can give me some...
Bananas.
Wanna eat your...
Bananas.
Man, that's some big...
Bananas.
Some dope fresh...
Bananas.
There you go. I mean, it's not exactly setting the charts alight.
Well, it's in the 20s in... the United States, in the 30s to 40s in Europe, and higher than that still in Japan.
Okay. Now, look, the Pope has been roundly condemned for his rather frank statement that your music is so freaking sexy it can cause even the most steadfast celibate to seek refuge in self-pleasure.
I mean, they can do that as frequent as they choose, and I think you were just about to do so.
Please, Mr. Howard, let's keep it clean. Is it appropriate for the Pope to...
Well, OK, they may not like what His Holiness said.
No.
And whether he should have said it or not is, in a sense, beside the point.
Right,
but we are meant to believe in free speech, and we are meant to not overreact.
Cardinal Arturio has been mystifyingly quoted as saying, it could have been worse, it could have been Nickelback.
Well, I think the Cardinal has a point.
Just on that, Nickelback have been terrorising Canada for several years now. Are you planning to take steps to prevent any upcoming tours of Australia?
Tony, I'm not going to answer a hypothetical question based on something I hope and pray never happens, and that is just not a question I care to answer. I will say this, that the Canadians have suffered enormously, and I feel very deeply for what's happened.
Have you been along to check out Nickelback yourself?
That really is not something I want to do.
Fair enough. Now, moving on to your new album, that's called...
Murder and Terrorism and Hatred.
Yeah, now, see, this is interesting. I mean, you're very conservative in Parliament, but up on stage, suddenly there's all this, I don't know, Slipknot style...
No, come on, Tony. You can go back. You've got plenty of archival footage here.
Oh, sure. I mean, you've been slaughtering a goat on stage now.
For years and years and years.
And one of your biggest fans says you're a cross between Marilyn Manson and Hanson, although he was very drunk when he said that.
I think you have to bear that in mind in looking at Peter Costello's comments.
But on stage, do you observe any standards of public decency?
No, we make our own assessment of these things.
Well, let's go out with a few of your trademark...
demonstrations and threats of violence.
I'll get you started. They call him John Howard. He's more like Jude Law.
I think that's a link that some people might draw.
His rating on MySpace is pimp or love rat.
And that means that on occasions it can go above that.
His rhymes and his beats, they're so ill and deranged.
We're sick of the cost and we want some change.
So lock all the doors and ladies, be seated.
Until our mission has been completed.
The rhymes are delicious.
It's far more capricious.
It's much more insidious.
And of course it's hideous.
It's skew-whiff and disjointing.
It's very strange and disappointing.
Did the Wheat Board investigate?
Well, Tony, I'm not going to speculate.
Get this. Weekdays on the Triple M network and KOFM in Newcastle.